Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite makes the process of becoming a published, best-selling author as simple as sipping your morning cup of coffee. You can learn more about Authors Unite at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today, I have Ronan Leonard with us, and he is the Mastermind guy. So welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate you having me on board.
Of course, man. Happy to have you here. We'll dive into the first one, Ronan. The first question I have for you is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
The best story is that I worked on a cruise ship that sunk off the coast of South Africa in this huge storm. I was only 23, and while we filled the first lifeboat with women and children, most of the officers and senior crew left on the other side, pretty much abandoning us to our fate. And what it taught me was to question the status quo and don't automatically defer your acquiescence to authority, because the reality was that the people that were supposed to do what they did, bailed out on us. So I've always sort of been a little bit pushing back with authority and saying, okay, you've got stripes or you've got this position, you still got to earn that trust. So that's my key life lesson that I learned.
And what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
Most valuable piece of information, I believe, is that we don't know it all, and we should be asking people for help. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength, that you haven't got it all figured out. And if you can help someone, there is other people that know what you don't and will gladly help you.
And what's your best piece of overall business advice, or not necessarily industry specific?
To let go of ego and to assume that you don't know it all, and there are other people out there that can help you, and be willing and humble to admit that. And when you do that, I think that's where the magic happens, that you will find the growth path that you're striving for, and you will connect with the people that know more than you and willing to help you.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
That would be to reach out to more people. My previous business, I didn't have any kind of mentor or mastermind or coach. And as a result, I just sort of bumbled along and made so many mistakes. So I would connect with people that can help me, that support me, that champion me.
And kind of going down a different path, but in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
The key to happiness is gratitude. We are constantly striving for bigger and better things, which is fine. That's what we do. But if we don't appreciate the moment, the here and now, what we have at this point in time, then we'll never be happy, because those goals will always be out of reach, and we'll always be trying to attain something else and not be grateful for what we have right now.
And what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
The best book I ever read was Maxwell Maltz, a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. He was a plastic surgeon that basically worked out how the brain works. He's the daddy of all your gurus, your Tony Robbins. They all base it on his book. And effectively, he teaches you and he shows you that what you have control over your own mind, and all these fears and doubts and limited beliefs, they are just that. And effectively, you get to shape your own reality by tapping into the things in your mind that you can change.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
My favorite quote is, the power is not in showing your riches, but revealing others what theirs are. And effectively what that means is it's a bit like teaching. When you show somebody how to do something and they get that aha moment, that's a rush of endorphin that I love to see, that you passed on some knowledge and someone's learned from that.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on. Very insightful episode. The last question I have for you before we let you go is, where's the best place for people to find you online?
LinkedIn is probably my favorite social platform, just because it's a bit more B2B and it's a bit more personal rather than just cat videos everywhere. So I'm Ronan Leonard, the Mastermind guy on LinkedIn.
Perfect, man. Thanks again for jumping on.
Thank you, Tyler.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.